Hey Gretchen, I completely agree with you that giving away books is a really awesome thing to do, and I love giving away books as like presents for people for like birthdays or whatever. I don't do it as much as I probably should or would like to, but the times that I have done it, it's just made me feel really happy. And there's this band called The Action Design. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they do something really awesome on their tours. They have like a crate of books, and it's like the Action Design Book Exchange, and you basically go to a show, bring a book, leave it there, and take one. And I mean, it's a really simple concept, but I think it's a really awesome thing because it's promoting like reading and sharing, and you never know who's going to end up with the book that you put there. For example, I had seen them last September, I think it was, and I left one of my favorite books, The Kitchen God's Wife by Amy Tan, who's like my favorite author ever. And when I saw them again earlier this summer, the lead singer of the band, who's been like my hero since I was like 13 years old, I met her again after the show, and she was like, "Oh, I read the book that you left in the crate." And it was just, it's hard to explain how exciting that was, because it's not just like, oh, she read a book that I left. It was, she read one of my favorite books that, like you said in your video, that hopefully like gave her some kind of insight into myself as well as herself. So yeah, Amy Tan, you asked what our favorite books were, and Amy Tan is one of my favorite authors. Her autobiography, The Opposite of Fate, is hands down my favorite like autobiography non-fiction book ever. The Kitchen God's Wife, like I said, and Saving Fish from Drowning are two of my favorite fiction novels. My other favorite author is Toni Morrison. I'm actually reading one of her books right now that I'm completely in love with, Paradise. Ignore the Oprah Book Club sticker. I swear that's not why I'm reading it. I read one of her books, The Bluest Eye, in my senior year of high school, and ever since that I've just been completely in love with her and how she writes. I was really kind of appalled. I think I said this in the comments of your other video, that so many of her books were on that banned book list that you posted, because, I mean, she doesn't hold back. She curses, she says things that aren't necessarily politically correct, but they fit what she's writing. And I feel like a lot of the books that are banned, people take them out of context. They don't see the book as a work of art or as a whole. They just see, oh, there's cursing, or oh, it's violent, we should ban it. And I'm getting off topic. My favorite authors are Toni Morrison and Amy Tan. One of the major themes, that like the broad themes that carry throughout both of their novels, are like women and how their lives are impacted by all sorts of different things. And it's like you were talking about with The Bitch in the House, I think it was called, and except it's fiction, obviously. But for some reason that's always been something, like powerful female characters have always been something that have just really resonated with me. For example, like the book that I'm reading right now, like, it's about these women who all, it's like a group of them, I think it's like 7 of them, and they live in a house like on the outskirts of a really patriarchal town. And like the town was created by freed slaves, so like you have the backdrop of like that time period, but at the core of the story it's about these women and how they're viewed like from the people of this patriarchal town that they live near. And like the entire book, each of the sections is named for one of the women that live there, and each section is about them and discovering who they are and why they are who they are. And when you see them vilified, like it actually hurts because you see them as this person who has like these issues or all of these things that had happened to them, and you can't, or I can't, see them in that villainous role, which I believe is the point. But anyway, I don't want to make this like obscenely long, So, as a last note, I wanted to say don't pick me because I've read the things they carried before, and I think that you should give it to someone that's never read it. I haven't, it was like 5 years ago, I think. I was like 15 or something, so I don't remember it really well. It had a huge emotional impact on me as well. I thought it was very well written, and I can definitely understand why it's your favorite book. So that's it for me. I just wanted to say that. Bye.